Hey everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I'm your host, Nick. I am joined, as always, by my brother, Josh.
Hello everybody. How are we doing today?
We are good. You would think 130 or however many episodes this is that I would have this down by now and wouldn't be tripping over my words sometimes.
And yet here we are.
Yeah, here we are. I'm still fucking it up. I was listening to last week's episode because I'm a psychopath and I listen to our old episodes. And I do this. I find I do this thing every once in a while where I go to introduce you, but I pause before I say your name, and I go like, "It's Josh."
That's some Amy ass shit right there.
And
I can't remember which kid you're talking about.
I realize I'm making it like sound like I'm being awkward, when really I'm just like being goofy. And I'm like, no, I don't want people to think I'm like some shitty podcaster, even though we are shitty podcasters.
Don't put us down there just yet. Like,
We're
we're the horse who's trying to show you, like, hey, no, our leg's good. We can still race.
We're shitty podcasters. It could be worse, Josh. It could be worse. I've listened to some other podcasts. I'm not going to name names. It's no one that we know. Everyone we know is wonderful. But I've heard some other ones and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is this?
I think that every day with us, so that's okay.
Josh is like, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we hosting? But yeah, hey, today we got a good episode for you. We're going to run down what we've been playing. We're going to talk some news. We're going to look at the Nintendo Direct just happened. The day of recording this, I'm glad that we pushed a day off, Josh, so we could talk about that.
I am too. Honestly, Xbox, Nintendo, they are on their shit. Sony, get your shit together. What the fuck?
But we'll get to that. Also, we are just for the third part of the show. We're just going to name all of our GOTYSO categories live. We've talked briefly about it on show and off show, but we're gonna sit here and come up with them live because why the fuck not, right, Josh?
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Josh, it's been. Can you believe 2024 is halfway over?
No. I
can't either. It's kind of baffling to me. I was looking at all the games I reviewed for the year, and I'm like, that's how I've only reviewed that many. But I want to say it's like 12 or something higher than that. But it still feels very little. But also, like the year is just like, just flying.
Oh, at the rate we're going, it's gonna be Christmas.
Don't say that. Don't fucking say that.
Just throwing it out there. It feels like it.
Do not say that. But hey. Smashing Game Time. You can get us anywhere you get your podcasts. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, Google Podcast, YouTube Podcast and YouTube proper, where you can see our wonderful faces. I don't know if it's a day for podcasting, Josh. I keep fucking up. Here we go.
We don't have a choice. We gotta keep rolling with the punches.
I gotta get this next part right because I made it a banner on our Twitter. So fuck the algorithm. Tell a friend. That's right. We don't fuck with the algorithm. Algorithm is like a scrub riding the best friend of his. Wait, no, I did it. I fucked it up again.
I'll do it for us, Nick. Algorithm is like letting an AI tell you what to do. You're going to let the machines take over. This is not Skynet. This is America, goddammit. You watch us and you tell your friends. Word of mouth is king around here.
Word of mouth is king. That's right. The algorithm is riding in the passenger side of his best friend's ride trying to holler at me. I don't fuck with them algorithms. Nope. See, now hey, it's because I didn't finish my third cup of coffee.
I'll finish it. We need you here, Nick.
We need you here. We want you to do better. I'll go first with what we've been playing this week. I did a Haunty ad spot. Remember I talked to you after show. I was like, I want to do like old magazine looking ads for like more recent games.
And honestly, it was really impressive. I was like, damn, we should actually start doing this more often. That was like really good. Was there a specific inspiration for this one? Because it was really, really good.
So Haunty, for those who don't know, I was talking about it last week. It's a Mario 64 top-down indie game about a ghost trying to get out of purgatory. You have a little friend that's like an angel that's a different kind of ghost that's trying to help you. And I was just like, oh, friend, like they're friends till the end. So I had the slogan, so I knew I wanted Ghost. I was like, okay, I want two people dressed as ghosts. So I hopped on the copyright free, whatever, I think Pexel or whatever the website is. It was like two ghosts, and it gave me two ghosts with a cityscape behind it. And I was like, perfect. I fucked around with the way the picture looked, gave it some made the saturation a little heavier, Um, added some additional flavor to make it look like it was out of a magazine, like make it look like it was a beat up page from a magazine that someone took a picture of. And yeah, it did pretty well. It did better on Twitter than it did on Instagram, surprisingly. I don't know what that's about. I guess because Haunty didn't have like an Instagram page, but whatever.
Probably.
So I'm gonna keep doing those. I've got one more in the I've got one more in the chamber that I'm thinking about for Pepper Grinder, another game that I can't get enough of this year. But we'll see. That being said, I made that Haunty ad spot. Haven't touched it since. I need to go back and beat it. I think I've got a few hours left in it. But yeah, like I said last week, once I started thinking about it like it was Mario 64, something in my head turned and I was like, okay, let's play this fucking game. Just from the star getting aspect of it. I started a new save on Pepper Grinder because I was trying to get the last time attack on my original save, which I found out. So the original save, the time in that level was set before they added an additional area to it. So it was near impossible to get. I've seen people do it. I couldn't pull it off, but they updated that time, but it doesn't count towards old saves. So you had to start a new save to get that new time. So I started a whole new save. I'm replaying the game. I actually think I just beat the campaign like one time through, and now I'm going back and getting all the coins, doing all the time attacks, and I'm still having fun. I've played this game like front to back, upside down, naked and clothed. Like, it's still fun, and oh my goodness, I'm loving Pepper Grinder way more than I did when I was reviewing it. And it's just a small little game that's just Speaking of reviews, I'm also playing #Blood, which is a cute little not 2D, but a top-down dungeon crawler, like dungeon crawler hack and slash. It looks like a cartoon from mid-2000s Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. Real heavy Billy and Mandy vibes, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. You follow this character named Becky Brewster, who sounds like a fucking cartoon character, and she's new to this high school. She wants to play field hockey, but she finds out that she's the descendant of a long line of vampire hunters, and she discovers a plot of a bunch of vampires trying to take over their town. So you're basically running through all these different parts of town, beating up these vampires. I've got some issues with the game. I'm finishing up the review right after this, actually, and sending it off to our editor. But the major issue I have is that the hitbox is like all out of whack. So like, you know how like if you roll in a game, in most games, you like are invincible for a little bit. Not here.
No invisibility frames at all.
No invincibility frames at all. So, and that gets a little troublesome, especially in like boss fights where the boss is so big. There's one specifically where you have to roll under the boss's legs to like escape like an attack that will hurt you guaranteed if you get hit by it. But if you roll and like your frame just hits it just right coming out of it, you hit the boss. Like you take damage from the boss. Real janky feeling boss fight. The combat's not the greatest, but it's not very long. I did get to a section of the game where so your main attack is a field hockey stick, and you can add all these different attachments. And some of the enemies, like there's a vampire that like digs underground, and you have to use your shovel attachment to dig him out and then kill him. Or another one, you just have to block the attack with your umbrella shield. Love that. I love when I have to be switching that on the go and be fast about that, but the game doesn't do it enough. Otherwise, I'm enjoying it. Review will have the full run of things. It also compares vampire takeovers to like tech billionaire CEOs and their bullshit.
I love it.
Like a lot of the UI is done through your phone, which you're basically using like a Twitter clone on your phone so like all of your missions are like in your feed, but you can also see all the pictures that other characters take throughout the game. You can take pictures of yourself with characters around the world and also enemies, and those post in your timeline, and then people say goofy stuff about it. Like I ran into a big, I keep wanting to say zombie. You know why? Because it reminds me so much of fucking Zombies Ate My Neighbors, especially with the shitty hitboxes. Which we need to play that, by the way.
I know we need to talk about when we're going to play that, especially if we're going to do a cooperative.
Yeah, we're for those who don't know, Josh and I are going to be on later this year we're going to be on the old Twitcheroo talking about Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and we've got to sit down and play it. But the issue is the Steam version sucks.
I mean, let's for those not aware, the minute you start it, it doesn't even have the iconic opening where it's the red and black swirls in the background.
It's got like shitty like 90s music. It's like cheery, and it's like, no, I want to feel like uneasy
It's like,
going into this.
It's like somebody who never like didn't live in the 90s, but like it's their first job, and they were like, just build us like a basic background music for this, and they listened to some 90s inspiration, but they went for like the worst shit possible. Like they went for like the non-one hit wonders.
And I forget what the sequel is called, but it includes the sequel.
Ghouls or something?
Ghoul Squad. No, it's not Ghoul Squad, but it's bad. It's really bad. It feels bad to play. It feels bad to look at. Ghoul Patrol. Avoid the Ghoul Patrol. If you can stay away from the Ghoul Patrol, do it.
Yeah,
please.
I will admit that's gonna be. I'm gonna have to play it no matter what. But it's. I remember doing the first level after I was like,
it's awful. It's awful. The first level, they're throwing every kind of creature at you, and I'm like, what is going on?
But they're not like giving you like any like true explanation or any. Like they literally throw you in like I remember in correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, on Zombies Ate My Neighbors, they slowly introduced mechanics. Like they slowly introduced new weapons, they slowly introduced new enemies, introduced the keys, the bosses, and all that.
Yep.
With this, I felt like they literally like the first thing you have to do was fucking find a key to get out of the room.
Find a key to get out of the room. There's like 20 different creatures that you fight in that one level. There's a werewolf. There's a tree. There's things in the water. There's skeletons. There's a bookcase.
Books are flying.
Books are flying everywhere. It's too much. It's a good DJ. What a good DJ does is plays everything you like, and then they wait until they've earned your trust to start playing the weird shit that they think you'll like. If you go to a good improv show, they're going to play the most down-to-earth scenes early on, and then the wacky shit comes later once they've earned your trust. Same with a stand-up show. You don't go to stand-up and get the crazy shit up front. You're getting the crazy shit in the back. That's a lesson I learned in sketch comedy about 8 years ago now. Oh, my God. Is it 8 years ago now? It's getting up there. But that's something that's stuck with me because you see it in everything. Like, shit doesn't get wacky right away. You have to earn the trust, and then you can bounce back. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to get off my improv sketch comedy soapbox and hand things off to you, Josh, because I see a game on here that I thought we were done with.
Moonscars?
Yeah, I thought you were done with this.
I just haven't had a chance to actually go. I progressed a little further because I have three trophies left on it. I have to keep the cat alive, which is pretty much I have to play the whole entire game. I have to enthrone the queen, the princess, to being like the evil queen, and I have to save Yarmadash?
I'm gonna follow that up by saying you don't have to do any of this, Josh. You can just be done.
Nick, you're talking to right now. I'm contemplating going back and just doing the PS4 version to get those trophies.
Why?
Yeah, because I want to.
Josh, you don't have to do this.
I'm going to. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at there. I progressed a little further. I'm not much there though. But in my spare time, I've been playing Legend of Legaia still.
Where are you at in Legaia?
So I just finished my first Sanji fight.
Okay, so in the west
I'm in the
forest.
Mist Generator.
Or
No, I'm in the no, because first time you actually fight him is the Mist Generator, but the first non-fight is the West Vaz Forest, and that's where Gala doesn't have this shrew yet, and it just beats his ass, and you fight the two Vatros, things with claws that shoot thunder out.
So you're in the Mist Generator.
I'm in the Mist Generator. I'm about to fight the Zato.
He's a good like big bad to start out.
Oh yeah, and then I think the second one is it's like but then once you get to the true antagonist of the game, it's like, oh, okay, this is actually really good.
I feel like the bosses don't really like stand out until you get to Zane.
Yes.
Just because that whole underground city, like the people are driven underground, and this boss is like smashing against the pillars underneath them, and like you're in a house, and it earthquakes or they're the heralds, right? The little baby, like
they're like the they can predict the future and see everything that's going to happen, and
It's just the most fucked up predicament because you can't be above land because it'll kill you. But now you got this asshole like Scimitar down underneath you, killing you.
And what's even shittier is you eventually go fight him.
And it's a good. It's a really good. It's a hard. It's. I remember
That's
it being
probably the hardest fight.
the hardest fight where it's at because I remember the green guy that sucks in the tree. He's a little tough, but like you can really.
I still think if you don't level high enough, Cerberus is a pretty hard fight, introductory boss fight.
I always forget about the Cerberus fight.
Only because it's you and Noah. Vaughn is fine. Vaughn can, has all of his equipment and he has all these items. Noah, on the other hand, though, you're lucky if you have the nail glove. And if you didn't level up her enough, she gets killed almost instantly because she has nothing else.
I do remember that being really tough. So it sounds like you're making good progress on Legaia. And I still want to play it every time you talk about it.
Well, I mean, Andy's going to be gone this weekend for a bachelorette party, so you can come over with the Steam Deck. If you want to bring the kids, and I'll get you hooked up.
Well, I'm seeing Roy Woods Jr. on Friday, but I may take you up on that one of the other days.
I don't even know who Roy Woods Jr. is.
He was on the Daily Show. He was like one of the funnier correspondents, and he was in line. He was auditioning for the desk when Trevor Noah left.
And you're just personally meeting him, or is it like a?
Oh, it's a comedy show. No, I'm.
Okay,
we're
I was like,
coffee.
wait a minute.
We're getting
We're getting coffee.
I wish. I'm seeing him, and then the month later, I'm seeing Ron Funches. So I'm.
Okay. Either way, I mean, I'm only going to be door dashing at that time.
Gotcha.
Wink, wink. Yeah. So then on top of that, when I'm like getting frustrated with that, or I'm just like, I want to play something else, I'm playing Syphon Filter.
This is the first one, right?
Yes, this is the first one.
Which is the worst one in that original series.
Yes, I'd have to say yes, but I'm doing it for memory's sake because obviously number 2 is my favorite, and I will never, ever, 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 ever forget that game.
The ending of 2 is really good. If you don't like Syphon 2 filter spoilers, Syphon Filter 2 spoilers, get the fuck out of here. We're not filtering. The fact that the final boss, I'm not going to say who it is, but you have to shoot. He's got a full body jacket on. You have to shoot him into the helicopter propellers. Yes. Fucking amazing. Amazing.
And not only that, but the mission before it leading up to it, where you basically are running through the garage chasing after him, and you have the M79 grenade launcher, and you're just blasting the shit out of people to follow him. So, I mean, literally, between that, the air taser where you can set people on fire, and honestly, the sneaky missions in that game are actually really good too. It's a phenomenal, for a PS1 era game where it definitely shows its age, really good. And I think one of the first games on the PS1 that introduced voice acting.
Were they one of the first like fully 3D, like fully behind you cameras?
Yeah, I think they were like one of the first third person, not behind the shoulder, but practically behind the shoulder.
What year was
what it used to be before?
What year was Syphon Filter?
Syphon Filter was 90. Was it 97? I think Syphon Filter 2 was 98.
So Syphon Filter was 99.
Oh,
so it came after Mario and all that. But I'm thinking of like fully functional camera because you couldn't move the Mario camera, right?
Yeah, you really couldn't.
Because it would just be because you only had the one thumb. I guess you moved it with the C button, but this was like two things, and oh fuck, dude. Just looking at
and it had a really cool danger system where rather than just getting shot and losing health, it was dependent on how much fire power was being put onto you and what was aiming at you and what you were fighting. And once I got high enough, then you started taking damage. I mean, yes, first one is the worst of the 3, at least of the trilogy, because obviously there's more beyond it. And the only other one I played, I think, was Dark Mirror or Dark Fate?
I think it was Dark Mirror.
I can't remember. There was one that was just like, you basically made your own character. You weren't playing as Gabe Logan anymore. You made your own character. And it's like, okay, you lost.
I am Logan Gabe.
It's Gabe Logan.
I know, but you just flip it. I'm Logan Gabe.
Oh.
The taser, the air taser, where you can just
fry,
they shook violently.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
I
think Sony's dropping the ball by not making a Syphon Filter show.
I don't even know who.
It's Sony. It's Sony.
Is Sony officially on them?
I'm pretty sure it was Sony.
Because it was 989 Studios, I think, that developed them at the time. And I think Sony
maybe
published.
So 989. I don't know the lineage of 989 anymore. So I mean, look at who made the later Syphon filters, and that'll probably tell you. Because 989 wasn't around when like that Black Mirror one was coming out, or Black whatever. The Omega Strain was 2004. Last one was Logan's Shadow.
Maybe it was Logan Shadows, the one I played. That's
Developer Ben Studio, computer Sony Entertainment published. Oh no, Ben Studio did Bubsy. Oh wait, this is okay. Hold on, this studio is best known for developing Bubsy 3D, Syphon Filter, and Days Gone.
Wait a minute.
I think Sony has them, Josh. I think Sony has.
I'm pretty sure
if
they
not
do now.
Sony, Ben has it. How the fuck did two of your favorite series end up at the same place and you didn't even realize it?
I don't know. I no wonder why I like Days Gone so much. That explains so much. Oh my god. Okay, but yeah, if you guys have never played them, highly recommend it. Really fun. Like the only thing, my only couple issues would be it's definitely aged. It's a little tanky, control-y in some aspects. Okay. And of course, the aim system's a little weird too, where you automatically aim when you're in third person, but if you want to aim in first person, you hold on to L1, and then you can actually do headshots and stuff.
The first person, it kind of looks like a light gun game. It has like the green reticule, right?
It has a green reticle.
Yeah. I loved that.
Yeah.
So these guys, listen here. So here's their cycle. 99 they did Syphon Filter. 2000 they did Syphon Filter 2. 2001 they did Syphon Filter 3. So first of all, right out the gate, 3 Syphon filters in less than 3 years. Omega Strain was 2004. Dark Mirror was 2006. Logan's Shadow was 2007. They did Combat Ops for the PlayStation Portable in 2007. And then since then, they've been like the portable team. So they did a Resistance game called Resistance Retribution in 2009. They did Uncharted Golden Abyss in 2011 for the Vita. In 2012, they did Uncharted Flight for Fortune for the Vita. And then 2019, they did Days Gone. So they were, for 7 years, not 7 years working on Days Gone, but there was a 7-year gap.
Wait a minute. No, I just realized. I think it was Ben Studio who just got that huge little
got some
amount from Sony. What if it's a Syphon filter?
You're getting your hopes up, bud.
Dude, that'd be cool. I'd be okay with that, though. I'd be okay with Days Gone going into the darkness while Syphon Filter comes back. That'd be cool. A remake. Good remake.
Yeah, let me cut you down a little bit. As of June 2021, the studio is working on a new IP that builds on open world systems from Days Gone. On June 7, 2022, Ben Studio unveiled their new logo. Oh, okay, so new logo. So it sounds like it's new IP, Josh.
I can hope and dream. Anyway,
their new logo sucks,
this other one I think Nick will be very impressed by, because this means I am a sheep and I now follow Zuma.
A puzzle game.
Because I bought Game Pass.
You did what now?
I bought Game Pass.
Your unemployed ass bought Game Pass. What the fuck are you doing?
I had GameStop money still.
Oh, you got GameStop money.
Yeah, I just broke my clippers while we were talking.
Are you clipping your nails during the podcast?
Oh, I was just playing with it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pull this," and I accidentally pulled the pin out, and
you're clipping your nails while we're recording. You sick fuck.
Yes, while we're recording. But yeah, so yeah, I've been playing Zuma, but I have Game Pass now. I didn't realize that they had Octopath Traveler 1 and 2.
Yeah, you've been missing out, dude. I've been saying it this whole time. Everyone's like, Nick's fucking crazy. Nick's annoying. Don't listen to Nick. He's fucking stupid.
Nick, do you know the reason why the true reason I bought it though?
Why?
I've been playing Gears of War 1 through 3
on PC. Oh no, you already had that Xbox, right?
Yeah, I've already had that.
Okay, I was gonna say, Josh, you're buying an Xbox now while you're unemployed.
No. Jesus Christ, I'm not that dumb. No, but I know, with servers shutting down soon, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back and play, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back and play Gears of War 1 and get the multiplayer achievements, because I'm missing. The only ones I'm missing are getting apparently the 100 kills for each weapon and ranked.
So do you already have Seriously?
That I need to do too. But there's a way around that.
That achievement is so fucking... It was so bugged back in the day.
That's not even the worst of it, though. Well, actually, that's the easy part of it. So I got to do that. And then I was like, okay, let me see what I need for 2. Because I own all these games digitally. So thank God I didn't have to buy them. Plus, I still have your physical copies I bought for you. So I went back and checked 2. 2 is a lot better. I only have to go back on horde mode and do certain tasks, like complete horde 1 through 30 on a certain map. 1 through 40 on a certain map. Get to level 50 and do this on this map on horde mode. Survive horde levels 1 through 50 in one playthrough.
I can't get into horde mode anymore.
And then I looked at 3s. 3, I'm just like, I don't know if it's gonna happen.
It's not.
1 is the roughest because they're like, I literally looked at the other night and when I tried to play it, I could only find like 1 or 2 other people playing it, and to play ranked, you have to have at least 6 people.
Well, and on top of that, a lot of those achievements are map based, and a lot of those maps probably aren't going to be in the cycle because a lot of people aren't playing it. And I think Gears 1, if I remember correctly, didn't have proper matchmaking. You would just create the lobby and wait for people to come in.
Mm-hmm. That was for ranked as well. So I looked online. There is a way around the ranked stuff in 1. It's 3 right now that is going to be the absolute hardest thing to do.
You don't have to do this, Josh.
Nick, I want to do this.
You could just play the campaigns and move along.
I have to play the campaign of 1 as Dom, because apparently never did that, even though when we played, I was always Dom.
You were always Dom. I don't understand how you never got that achievement.
I have complete 1 level as Dom. I don't have beat the whole campaign as Dom, apparently.
You can't then get a cheat code and get all this done?
No. And then I also have to go back and do all the rest of the collectibles in 1, which I thought I had already done, but I was like, whatever, that's easy shit. 3 is the same way, though. I have to go back and do all the collectibles. Apparently, I didn't do that in that 1.
Are you
2, I did.
Hey, you know what? You're doing all this. You're going to go back and play Judgment 2, you motherfucker?
Actually, yes, I am.
You are fucking disgusting. You pig. You fucking pig. You don't need to do this, Josh. Stop.
Nicholas.
Stop.
Nicholas, I want to.
There's a South Park scene where Kyle's swiping everyone's credit card debt with his credit card. And Stan's like, you don't have to do, like he's trying to stop him. Like, you don't have to do this. Look what they're taking from you. Josh, you don't have to play all these Gears at War games.
But I want to, Nick. I must.
I am a sicko, though, because I've started, if you can see behind me, I've started collecting comic books. And I kind of want to get all the old Gears of War comics from when they did a series about Ram.
Ah, that's so good.
And he's just a fun villain.
I think that's why I'm so happy about E-Day.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never bought the Swarm coming back just because they were crystallized and they were being rebirthed and all that stuff. Essentially, it's just the Locust. It's just the Locust. That original trilogy, I always liked the idea that the Locusts were experimented on and were some like early humans that were experimented on. That we created them and they were basically the same as. I always liked that aspect of them. So when they killed everybody at the end of 3 through like they did something to the emulsion, and since everyone was like so gassed up from the emulsion they would die. I don't know, I always thought that was weird.
I liked the way that they killed them. It's the way they brought them back that I'm like, what was the point then?
I also did, that, and then I also didn't like how goofy the third one got with the billionaires are hit on an island that's protected by a hurricane. It's like, what
that nobody knew was there until what's his face comes back and it was like, yeah, secretly we've been living there for a long time.
Like I like the cool set pieces. I like in 2 I like the razor hail. In 1 I like the krill. But like I really I couldn't suspend my disbelief anymore. Yeah, there's this twister that we control and nobody knows about this island. Like I think if you didn't have the twister there or the hurricane or whatever it is, then I'd be like, okay. But it's this whole convoluted thing of we need to find a submarine, but we also need to find a certain thing for the submarine so we can get around the twister.
They needed something to power the submarine, wasn't it?
I think so. It was just really weird. Like if I need a boat to get somewhere, cool, that's okay. But I don't need this. Like I know the COG, the coalition of governments is corrupt. I don't need this crazy made up hurricane. It's just so like, and the set pieces in Gears 3 are still cool. There's that one world, or there's that one town where I guess it was the first town that the Hammer of Dawn was used and everybody was Ash.
Yep. And then we had the fortress that you had to defend at night. That was fucking cool. We had the town where you actually have to go in to refuel all the vehicles that were Dom, spoiler alert, sacrifices himself. I mean, all in all, 3 was, I mean, hell, even when you're in the city where you're going across the buildings on the makeshift bridges, defending or helping, like, I forget exactly what you're doing. I think it's you're helping not the settlers. What are they calling themselves in that?
They're homeless.
Yes, but you're basically helping them because they're going to help you out, basically.
And the other thing is, I think the ridiculousness of 3 carries over into 4, because 4, I don't mind the robots. I do think the robots are annoying, but they're kind of a like, oh, here's humanity rebuilding, and here's how we're like doing it wrong by creating this other subclass, that we're going to treat like shit for the rest of the series. Here are these robots.
I did like them using the robots to build the city, so I thought that aspect was cool. But I do agree, it's like, what the fuck? What's the whole?
Because then it ends with, oh, hey, this giant monster that we're worried about. Here's a giant robot.
Yeah,
we're Power Rangers now. I don't know if you guys know this. We're Power. No, stop it. I don't care. Like, kill. Who is it? Baird that's building the robot. Kill Baird. I don't give a shit about that character. I don't care that he's the smartest man in the coalition. Get him the fuck. I don't need giant robots in my Gears of War. What I like about Gears of War is fighting these giant berserkers, corpsers, Leviathan, whatever you want to throw at me, and just me feeling really, really small. Like, I'm a big muscular dude, but I'm really, really small.
Not only that, but let's go into 5 even where we're come to find out you're playing as, another spoiler alert, the Queen's granddaughter.
See, I've never played 5. I like that aspect of her being the granddaughter, just because the Queen's origins are very confusing to begin with. But you know what? Let me play 5. I've got it on Game Pass.
If I remember correctly, it goes 4 you're playing as Marcus's kid. 5 you play as her. I forget her name. I think it's Kate.
5 you play as Kate, and you have a Sophie's choice of saving Marcus's son or your other friend, and I forget their names. I feel bad, but it's interesting from a standpoint that you essentially have a new Marcus and Dom, and you're making a choice of which one to save.
They pulled a Mass Effect.
I like that aspect of it. Yeah. Oh, do you want to save Ashley, or what was the other guy's name? Because everyone saved
exactly. Don't remember his name.
Everyone saved Ashley. Everyone's like, I'll take the space racist over the random white guy. I don't remember his name.
At the time, the only person they thought they could have sexual encounters with, and then they found that they could have sexual encounters with every single person in the crew, and they all ended up picking what's his name, the Tarian.
I don't remember his name either. But do you know that she's space racist before you save her?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone's just like,
yeah, because after every mission, you can talk to her, and she'll tell you how basically she's like, do we even trust this Talia here in there? Because she's an alien. Oh, okay, Ashley. We're gonna go and put a bag over your head and gag your mouth just while we're doing all this other stuff.
I'm tempted to call this episode "Everyone Saves the Space Racist."
Yes, but yeah,
I don't know if YouTube allows that though, but we'll see.
I mean, yeah, but you know it because it's at that point that's like almost a third of the way through the game, if not almost. Like, at least the main story, it's like.
Does she
4/5 of the way through?
Does she gun? She's the one that guns down Rex, isn't she?
Oh, if you end up not saving him, yeah, I'm pretty sure she guns him down.
Fuck. Everyone saves a space racist, man. Fucking
and then,
shit.
Is it 2 or is it 3 where she's a Spectre and she's just still this giant asshole and she literally just like curses out the council?
Because she's there in 2, but she doesn't join you in 2.
Right, but I can't remember if you actually talked to her in 2.
You talked to her in 2 because there's an invasion. There's like a collector invasion on a planet where she's stationed. I don't remember who she's aligned with at that point though.
Okay, so she's not a Spectre at that point.
Because even in the trailer, she's in one of the trailers and she gets stung in the trailer.
I remember that now. Yeah, so it's 3. She becomes a Spectre and she's still like this giant racist asshole to the council, who, other than whoever you end up picking to be on, because. I know you have the option to pick either Captain Anderson or Counselor Udina.
I see. Once you start getting into the specters and the council, I forget everything. I was always more of the, I was more of the grunt on the ground, plundering planets for their resources.
So you were the sole survivor, Shepherd.
And this is my favorite. This is my favorite class in the Citadel.
But yeah, I know at one point you get to pick who's on there, and then I think if you pick Udina, he eventually like completely betrays you and you end up killing him. And then it gets replaced by somebody
he was the
else.
asshole in the first one anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's at the end of the first one. If you save the council, he tries to betray you. I think he ends up dying or gets arrested. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and replay them all again.
Man, what a completely different BioWare it is. Almost 10 years. Yeah, 10 plus years later. We'll see if the fucking new Dragon Quest. No. What's the game they just announced last week?
Oh, Dragon Age.
We'll see if the new Dragon Age saves. I really do think this is like the last straw for them.
Yeah, I think if they don't redeem themselves here to a point, we won't see Mass Effect 5 technically. I mean, it's gonna be 4, but 5.
I think hopefully they see like what Baldur's Gate 3 did, and kind of like, and again they can be their two separate games, but kind of like look at their success and look at what they did right and take the right ideas from it and not completely fuck the whole thing up. But hey, this first part went on way longer than I thought it would. I love that. You want to do some news?
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
Apparent Wolverine leaked gameplay shows how traversal will work. This is The Gamer article written by Johnny Flores Jr. Yeah, so we had a leaked video, and Nick, if you scroll down towards the bottom of this article, there is a Twitter post for it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so basically people are clamoring to it, saying it's reminding them of the Incredible Hulk, how that used to be.
I think this looks. Of course, this is like very early stuff.
This is like alpha footage, yeah.
But even like the completed game, like who's playing a Wolverine game and wants to traverse an open world?
Really nobody, but I mean, it has to be, if they put it in like a huge city like Spider-Man, like no, like that, I that's gonna be hard. They make it a very like dense, but like, you know what I mean, like a very dense city if you're gonna do it, where it's more buildings, where it's more climbing. I guess if you're gonna do it,
make it level based, make it linear, make Sifu is an excellent like fighting, like very close quarter combat game. Like I want close quarter combat from Wolverine. I have no dream of city hopping as Wolverine. Let me fucking just play levels.
I like the climbing mechanic, but right now how fast he's running, I mean, look how much city there is in comparison, and look how fast he's able to run. Like, people, unless he gets the X jet, it's gonna be a fucking long. Like, if you have to go across the map, this is not GTA. You're not gonna be able to pull some motherfucker out of the car. You're gonna be running.
And I get why they're doing this. They have the bones they built from Spider-Man. But Insomniac again and again has proven that they can do level-based too. Between Ratchet and Clank and Resistance, like they have the level-based chops to make a good, like, linear story to tell. I don't need all these check marks. I don't need to explore whatever bullshit city. Now, what could be cool about this if there's a lot of other X-Men involved and like, oh hey, go meet Storm at a bar, da 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 da, or oh hey, go stalk
Jean Grey over.
Go stalk Jean Grey and be sad in the window as she kisses her fiance Scott Summers.
I do agree that I think it should be very linear and level based. I would even be okay if they did like the old PS1 Spider-Man where they had the levels where you're swinging, like, not saying you obviously you're Wolverine, you're not gonna be swinging, but you know how you swing across the city and then you'd go inside the buildings, and then that'd be the level. Give me something like that, even I'd be okay with that.
You see, even this section of the video that was just playing where he's in a lab beating guys up, I'd prefer that over I don't need a large city. I don't need it.
We really don't. I mean, think about, like, look at Deadpool that came out for the Xbox One and PS4.
I forgot about that.
That was actually a really fun game. really good, very level based. Yes, there's a lot more comedy to it, so yeah, people might be turned off by that, but it's Deadpool. Like it is the equivalent of you're a parent taking a child to an R-rated movie, knowing damn well that's an R-rated movie from the employee who said, "Ma'am, just so you know, this is an R-rated movie," and then turning around 10 minutes later and bitching that your child saw a titty in an R-rated movie.
Wait, there's a titty in the first Deadpool movie?
No, but somebody, what's happened once. There was an R-rated movie. There was a titty. They were watching Scream 1 in theaters. They took their kid to it. You see the blonde, I forget what her name is.
It's Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. Yeah, she gets stabbed. I'm pretty sure you see a titty.
No, you see her entrails, Josh.
Maybe it was a scary movie that I'm thinking of that made fun of it. There's a titty.
Scary movie had the implant come out.
Right, and then he looks at it and he goes, "Ugh," and he's like, no, but I'm pretty sure there's a scary movie where someone got stabbed and you saw nipple.
There's nipples and all kinds of scary. All this to say,
but to my point,
all this to say, if you bought a Deadpool game, you knew you were getting that comedy from it.
Exactly. Where with this, it's like, okay, I'm not expecting to traverse like the Incredible Hulk across the city, the size. I'm not expected to traverse the fucking Manhattan City as Wolverine and play it like the Hulk. The Hulk can fucking super jump and super run. That motherfucker can go places. Spider-Man can swing places. Wolverine is gonna run like an old man. I don't know if you've seen Logan, the whole scene of him running through the forest.
But also in Logan, he's an old man.
But to my point, though, we're not going to get much faster than that. Yes, he is feral in some aspects, but he's still human.
You know how I feel about it. I think Insomniac's being wasted being Sony's money IP studio.
Yes.
I wish Insomniac was able to take the risk that they were taking in the tens, because they were the like out of the Sony, and again, Sony didn't own them until very recently. But of those Sony studios, and people think of Ubisoft, people think of Insomniac in that even before they were owned by them. But they were the ones taking risks. Like Naughty Dog hasn't taken any risks since Last of Us was probably their last real risk.
Yeah,
and even then, that was built off of a lot of the stuff they learned from Uncharted. I'd say their biggest risky studio right now would probably be the Days Gone people.
Which I'm okay with.
Maybe the Astrobot team too. But what's next?
Moving on. Banana clicking game Banana, now the 11th most popular game of all time on Steam. This is an IGN article written by Ryan Dinsdale.
Of the Dinsdale Dimmadome.
Of the Dinsdale Dimmadome. For those not aware, yes, it is a game where there's literally a banana in the middle of the screen, and your job is to click on it. That's it.
According to my Steam, I have 5 minutes in this clicking banana game. And so you click it, there's a counter. It's just a PNG of a banana. You're clicking it, the counter, like you're randomly either going to... The appeal of the game is that it randomly gives out skins that are worth money.
Yep. That's literally the only reason why it's so popular is people are getting all these different banana skins. Actually, let me pull... Nick, you talk about this while I pull that up real quick.
Because, yeah, if you go in... So when did I last play it? I last played this June 7th. I'm sorry, I have 1 minute in it. I've misspoken. So I'm going to the store page. The fact that this game... Oh, my God. There are indie game developers that saw how many reviews this game has on Steam who, like, drove their car off a cliff. Yeah, so like, items available for this game. There's only 3 or 4.
No, there's multiple. There's multiple. I pulled up the whole thing.
Oh, I'm seeing top sellers. Okay. Oh.
So here, let me name a couple of them. You have the Music Nana, the Space Nana, Banana, Hacked Banana, Spartan Nana, Moy Nana, Sticker Bombana, Balugana, Psychedelica Nana, Singularity Nana, Amazing Horsenana, Banana Doomer, Disco Nana, Retro Nana, Daganana, Ice Nana, Warpanana, Cherry Blossom Nana, Cat Nana, Crystal Nana, Jesus Christ, people, Rainbow Banana, Pedro Banana, Panda Nana, Pepper Nana, Oceana, Graphina Nana, Nebulana. I mean, literally, the list goes on and on. Like the Pepinana is $1.54. And then there was another one I saw. The Hacked Banana is $1.28. The rest of them, you're only getting like between 2 and 5 cents. But there's a couple of them that are like, oh, there's only 200 available because it's super rare, and we're going to sell it for $3. Hell, there's a shiny banana. Shiny banana. Nick, can you guess how much it costs?
Is it shiny in the way that you find like shiny Pokemon? So like it's a pink banana?
No.
It's just shiny.
It's just, I say loosely shiny because it looks like the fucking banana.
I'm going to guess $10.
$230.
This could fund my games for the year. I have to play. So people are basically playing banana now just to make a buck.
Yep. And I'm not going to lie. After seeing this, Army just wants to get my auto clicker going. And
are Mikey and Matt playing this? Mikey, for those who don't know, Mikey and Matt are our brothers who have made an appearance on the show before. They buy the Counter-Strike Go kit boxes, right? They're the boxes.
Oh yeah, and they make money left and right all the time. It's ridiculous.
More than me.
Matt just sold like a knife and a pair of gloves and got like $900.
Son of a bitch.
As far as who is currently playing it,
are any of our friends playing it?
No, well, Matt's friend Zach's playing it, and then you. At least on my list.
I'm on that list, but I'm also, it puts me on some other lists for having played that now.
Basically 20,000 reviews, very positive. And it's been out since April 23rd. It's just now all of a sudden getting this huge following.
I wonder what happened that it blew up, because I don't think this article says anything about like
it doesn't.
It wasn't like a streamer blew it up or anything.
I think it just slowly grew to where it's at now.
And I'm sure there's already hundreds of clones that aren't nearly as like, well, this isn't well done, but you know what I mean.
Well, honestly, if we're looking at it for what it is, it's a fucking counter. How many times can you click this banana?
And I'm sure there are people
they
exploiting
perfected
it.
that craft.
I'm sure there are people exploiting it with like
auto clickers. What I plan on doing? Yeah.
And fucking 20,000 Steam. Like I'm telling you, there's an indie developer with a game that has like 20 reviews, just shaking his head, crying. That put hours.
Oh
and
no,
hours and hours
no!
into this game.
He's already over the rafters. He's moved.
Oh goodness, we're moving on because that's dark episode. Josh already talked about saving Erasmus. Now he's making rafter jokes. What's next?
Promising looking Sims competitor canceled. This is a Kotaku article written by Zach Zwiesen.
I think it's Wisen. So this is fascinating because this was from Paradox. They
do the City Skylines and Crusader Kings.
Yeah, and they've also got Stellaris and all these other games that are like a lot of DLC, and they're the DLC factory. So the fact that they can't make their Sims game work, a game that was guaranteed to have hours and hours and hours of, or years and years and years of DLC, kind of says something.
I mean, not only that, but this is the one where they promised like, hey, yeah, we're gonna let you guys mod the shit out of this game.
I bet they were worried just about like the cost of making the game. So it was originally pushed back. It was announced March 23. I remember it being announced. I remember this trailer. Paradox Interactive announced that Life by You had officially been canceled. Well, I'm sure this is going to be very PR-esque. Life by You has been in the works for a long time, and we've been very excited about the promise and the potential of this game. Our hope was always that it would be able to leave a mark in this exciting new genre for us. That's why we've opted to delay it twice, to give studios in the game a fair shot after realizing the potential we saw. I just think they couldn't make it work money-wise for them.
I either think that or EA just kept ceasing and desisting them left and right.
They weren't doing
some legal shit.
They weren't doing anything that would require. I don't think EA.
Yeah, but you gotta think with The Sims being like one of the only things of its, genre, they're gonna do whatever it takes to fucking stay king.
EA doesn't own it. Like EA doesn't own anything. Like they don't own a genre. No one can own a genre, Josh.
I know that, but I guarantee you they kept looking at like they would like probably sit there every single day, watch anything that was released as far as like content for this, and go, oh, this looks very familiar. We need to go after them because that hairstyle, we have that here. We have that.
No, you're wrong.
I'm just saying.
You're wrong.
Oh, Nick, you were in the war room with them at the time this happened.
No,
exactly.
It had nothing to do with what you're stupid. It had nothing. EA wasn't
I'm
anywhere
not
near
saying,
EA wasn't sniffing around. EA's got its own shit. What
I'm
happened
not
here?
saying
What
EA
happened here is that Paradox was looking at the game and said, "Man, this is going to cost us a lot of money. You guys just want to do another DLC for Stellaris or for the Incest King game that we got."
I'm not saying EA is the sole reason why it was shut down. I'm saying I bet they were a part of it.
No, they weren't.
You know what,
promise
Nick,
you.
we're gonna move on because you're a fucking hater and you just can't take anything with a grain of salt. Just be like, Josh, yeah, that's a possibility, but I don't think that's possible. Let's just move on.
Why would he? What does EA legally? What does EA have? What would they have done? Oh, Josh. So you're telling me you can't go and make a video game about a Russian survivor living in the subway because there's monsters?
I guarantee you that there'll be a field day about it.
Josh, there's Stalkers and then there's the Metro games that you like.
There are two completely different genres, Nick. Come on.
They're about monsters in Russia. And people living.
Okay, we're just gonna move on because
we're gonna fight. We're fighting right now.
You know what, Nick? Good luck getting any type of emulator working on your Steam Deck there now.
Ooh, you got me. You got me. What's next?
Moving on. Quiet Place video game coming later this year. This is a Game Rant article written by Charming Holiday. Yes, that's right. Part of me is like, I really, really think this is like a really cool thing. But at the same time, I don't think so.
I'm kind of over this series.
I haven't even watched any of it.
I like the first movie because of what it has to say about like grief and how grief operates within a family after loss. The second one, the second one just felt like, oh, we have a really cool idea for a set piece. Let's do it. And then they didn't really have like a grasp around the themes. There's maybe little bits and pieces here about community. And now they've got a new movie coming out in a few weeks here. They've got this game for an IP based off of a place being quiet. They're saying a whole lot of shit.
So I think this is in just recent years how we've had games that utilize the mic.
Okay, I like that idea of it. But also I think if you look at this, you start to see the trends. So I forget which show it was, but Blumhouse has their own game studio now. Mm-hmm. And Annapurna got into the mix years and years ago, but now everyone's following in Annapurna's footsteps. So now all these movie buffs, all these movie companies are coming this way. So this is Saber Interactive partnering with Paramount to do this. Everyone wants, you just saw how much money Disney gave Epic, I imagine, for like using Unreal and for other stuff. I think it was actually for Fortnite, if I'm not mistaken. A Quiet Place, the road ahead looks like, so first person, you're going to have to shut the fuck up or the aliens are going to kill you. I think it could be a cool, like I look at Alien Isolation and that was really cool and really scary. This can be scary. I'm just, when I hear, oh, someone's doing another Quiet Place, I'm like, what's this one about? Like, what can you say with so little dialogue? Like that first one was so perfect because it was the perfect grief. Like no one talks about grief. And so that was a perfect way to explore that. And now I'm just like, what are we doing?
Did they announce if this was going to be linear, if this was going to be open world?
This looks, just by looking at these screens, this looks very linear.
That's what I took from it too. But in my opinion, if they made it open world, I think it'd be so much better because then you'd have to like remember your pathways where you put the sand or where you had certain, like, you know what I mean? You got to be careful of your surroundings. And of course it all changes because you have these monsters and other people who live in this area. And so it constantly changes. I think if they made it that aspect, it'd be really like, I'd be like, okay, I like this a lot. Not only do I have to pay attention to my surroundings and keep myself quiet, but I have to be careful of other survivors who are either going to work with me or say, dude, fuck this, just so they have more loot or more food. And then on top of that, you have to worry about the creatures. And they're very destructive creatures. They're just going to attack whatever is making that noise.
I bet you the game is still too loud. I bet you go to stream the game and the little bar for your game audio is like just blasting everyone's ears.
Yeah.
But you know what? I do think if this game is very quiet, I think that presents a very cool streaming aspect behind it. Because I did see the first one in theaters. I actually saw both of them in theaters. I think A Quiet Place 2 is the first time I went to theaters after the pandemic, after the heat of the pandemic, and it was a very surreal experience. Like the movie theater was quiet. Like they didn't use music. You could hear people down 3 rows in front of you chomping on their popcorn.
So I gotta ask, Nick, did you also see that? Oh fuck, what was that movie called? It has Leonardo DiCaprio. It's quiet the whole entire time.
Is this one called The Other Quiet Place?
No, the one where he gets attacked by the bear.
Oh, The Revenant.
Yeah, did you see The Revenant in theaters?
Yeah, so I call that movie the white noise machine movie because it's the only sound you hear for a lot of the movie is the running water. And
So, in
it
your
almost
opinion,
put
what
me to
was
sleep.
quieter?
Oh, A Quiet Place is quieter.
Really? Okay. I can see that. Especially, I mean, I haven't seen any of it. I know what happens. I've obviously it's been spoiled for me left and right. But the thing that really blew my mind is the fact that not only did they make sure that there's like little to no noise at all throughout the whole thing, but even in the scenes where they're communicating, a lot of times it's with sign language. I thought that was really fascinating.
It's really cool, and then the way that they get around not being able to talk. Like, there's a scene where the John Krasinski, the father character, takes his son down to the waterfall to explain that like they can talk there. And there was a part in my head is like, this is where he brings his wife to fuck, doesn't he? It's the one place they can be loud because she's pregnant. She's pregnant at the beginning of the movie.
So and then so bringing on to that, they did a film theory. The same guy who does the game theory stuff, and he talked about he's like, of all places that you could basically live, you chose to live on a farm where you could have easily just moved to the waterfall and just stayed there because you can make all this noise.
Well, and they kind of explore the water stuff in the sequel a little bit. Yeah, there's some when you watch the first one by itself, it's fine, and then some elements get introduced in the second one. It's like, well, why are you living there? Why aren't you over here? So it starts to become a thing where it's like, oh, like you're gonna have to start retconning some stuff if you keep adding shit, because then it makes the first movie look like shit. Yeah. But hey, John Krasinski likes the movies. He likes his monster. He likes to be a monster, and he likes his monster movies. So little inside there about John Krasinski. I think this will be fine. I think it'll be a fun streaming game. If streamers go along and are silent while they're playing it, I think that'd be a really cool thing.
Oh, if they have to be quiet, they're going to add a little thing into their hotkey or their the stuff that like the alerts. They'll put in there like make random noises, or it picks up on the mic to fucking alert them.
Be like random fart noises.
Yes.
Oh, whatever. I think this will be fine. And you know what? I don't think EA had anything to do with that game getting shut down.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, you know what, Nick? Let's talk about the more important stuff here. Everything announced at today's Nintendo Direct. This is a Games Radar Plus article written by Ian Harris and Roland Bishop.
Tag team,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, there's a lot here. A lot.
These guys were typing this as everything was going. Oh, well, it's a video, so I bet one was watching, the other was typing.
Yes. So I'm not going to talk about the two big ones, Nick, just yet, because obviously we're going to sit down and talk about them. But there is a couple of things in here that I do want to bring up that I'm either going to be super excited for, or I'm thinking, why? My first, what I'm excited for, the new Mario and Luigi Brothership. That new RPG adventure.
Yeah, I haven't seen a trailer for this. I saw like a still for it, and it was giving me the early Mario and Luigi vibes from Game Boy Color or Game Boy.
Oh yeah, I was getting the All Star is it All Star Saga?
I think it's All Star Saga.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. So that looked really good and promising. There was the.
I'm glad we're skipping over all the anime ass stuff because there's a lot.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Donkey Kong Country Returns. That looks good.
So that's Donkey Kong Country Returns from the what was
from
that
the
released
DS?
On? DS or was I thought that was the Wii?
That was the Wii or Wii U.
Okay.
It honestly just looks really good, like really polished up. And,
well, and
I want to torture myself with some more Donkey Kong.
It makes this sentence. This is a funny sentence to read. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD returns in HD for the Switch.
Yes.
Hats off, gentlemen. Hats off. Josh,
Nintendo's-
you're burying the lead here. Go with the top two that everybody wants to hear about.
All right, fine. So let's start with The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which for the first time in a fucking Legend of Zelda, we actually play as Zelda.
It only took us 40-ish years, right?
And honestly, so for those who didn't see it, it looks like Link's Awakening. Like there was that style.
That almost claymation, like
Yes.
yeah.
But it looks really good. And it looks like Zelda has to rescue Link.
Well, I thought it was because Link couldn't be there because he was linked to January 6th. He's serving time now.
his lawyers pull him in through the portal.
They're like, Link, you can't be in the next Zelda game. But Echoes of Wisdom, she has the Triforce of Wisdom, right?
Yes.
So nice little nod. Nice little
And
nod
I think
there.
I'm thinking her main weapon, because obviously we didn't see much. We never really didn't see much of her. Like we saw more what Link was able to do, but with her, Zelda's really more well known for her bow and arrow ability. But let's not forget, in most cases, she was trained by Hyrule's protectors, which is basically Sheik, or the Shiki, or whatever the hell their names are.
Let's not forget she's part of the monarchy, so she can just call the masses. The masses will come. Like
True.
the common folk and the guards and everyone will come and beat up Ganon, and then game over.
If that were the case, we would never have had The Legend of Zelda at all.
True. It does seem like everyone, the world was in constant danger, and everyone in that Hyrule town square was just dancing and having fucking a shit good time.
So we also got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Yeah, you heard right. We got ourselves a Metroid Prime 4.
It looks good. It looks really good, especially considering that it's on the Switch.
Which kind of blew my mind for a hot second, but I'm guessing it's going to be the closer to the Switch.
Yeah, it's gonna be the you can buy it on Switch or you can buy it on Switch 2.
Yes.
Nintendo always has that going out. It's their farewell goodbye tour. Like you can buy it over here, but buy it over here.
But I wonder if that's going to be the case for Metroids going forward, is they are going to be the closer of the console.
No, I just think this was a timing thing because it's been 7 years since the announcement. They had to 4 years in, I think they had to restart everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, bring retro back. We need retro.
Yeah, they put retro on the HD remake as like proof of concept, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought they brought them into a project to like prove themselves, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna give you Metroid Prime 4.
Maybe. I just know Retro, I think, was wanting to do something. I don't know what Retro's done. I don't know what they've done since.
I know we've looked at this before. Then we talked about it, but it was probably back when they pushed it back on us.
Because I think there's only one Retro. Like Retro hasn't broken off. Retro Studios, great name. Surprised they got that name. Okay, Retro Studios. We're going to Wikipedia. Let's see, Metroid Prime, Prime 2 Echoes, Prime Hunters, Prime 3 Corruptions, Trilogy. They did Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Full circle.
Mario-
Circle of life.
Mario Kart 7, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. They did the remaster, and now they're doing Echoes. And are they owned by Nintendo? I don't even know.
I think they might be.
Yeah,
They're strongly affiliated with them.
as an alliance between Nintendo and Iguana Entertainment.
Yes, strongly affiliated with them.
I just don't know if they're owned by them.
Probably not.
Probably not. Nintendo. So Nintendo's their parent company, so it does look like they are technically
Affiliated.
owned or affiliated. But yeah, I mean, retro. I think retro. So you know what? I'm gonna fucking say it. You know how everyone was like, just cupping the balls and dick of Rare Studios back in the 90s.
Yeah,
Retro's the new Rare.
that's okay. They just
Retro's the
changed
new
owner.
Rare. Retro's the new Rare, baby. Let's go.
Just don't fuck it up.
Rare does it. Rare, Rare's got their pirate game that people love. Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Sea of
I
Thieves.
almost said Monkey Island for some reason.
No, that's the Psychonauts people.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
why I was like, wait a minute, that's
Double
not
Fine?
right.
No, not Double. Somebody else. Who cares? Josh, you got a meme for us?
Me time.
Oh, I sure do.
Boop, boop, ba-doop, boo. Let's get this meme. Here we go.
So there's no words to this one, everyone, but we've got Wolverine on his bed with a picture of a banana just staring at it lovingly.
And that's exactly how the game looks. Like the banana doesn't even take up the whole screen.
No, it's literally the smallest thing.
It's the dumbest thing. That's a good meme, Josh.
Thank you. I
Comedy-
just thought, oh, we're talking about Wolverine and we're talking about bananas. Win-win for everybody.
Comedy loves brevity. Look at you go. Look at you go. All right, we're going to finish up. I'm not even going to change the screen. We're going to decide all of our GOTYSO categories right now. Because I was going to do this privately, but I was like, you know what? No, fuck it.
We keep pushing it back.
We keep pushing it back. So we need 3 for each. Day 5 is obviously game of the year so far. Day 5 is like the this is it. So we only need the one category there. Day 2, I will say best box art because I love box art.
Soundtrack. We got to throw that in there.
Do you want that on day 2 or do you think that's a better?
I think it's a day 3.
It's day 3 best soundtrack or best. We'll do best song.
Okay, that's fine.
Best song.
Or best art style.
See, it's so subjective on the art style. I feel like.
Favorite art style.
No, Josh. Do better. Do better, Josh. Do better. Do you want me to help you and tell you what we've done in the past? Will that
I
help
can
you?
just pull it up.
I don't want to pull it up on the screen because then we lose this.
No, I can. I said I can pull it up.
Well, maybe I don't want you to pull it up. Here we go.
Well, you can suck my balls.
Damn, Josh, being just terrible.
Biggest disappointment.
I do like biggest disappointment. Let's do that day 1. Let's get the disappointment out of the way.
You want to throw headache of the year in there as well?
Actually,
Or
this
did
is something
Because to me, it's almost the same category.
It's the same category. I think we've had this discussion after the last time we did that. Biggest disappointment, best box art, best song. Hey, we got 3 there already, so we just need 9 more.
Best moment.
I do like best moment.
I do like that.
Let's do that day 3. And you know what else I like? I like best new character.
Okay.
Kind of throwback to when IGN would do it and have them at the bottom of the page. I love, or not IGN, Game Informer.
Biggest surprise.
Let's do that in day 2. Trying to think of some fun ones. Some surprise.
I'm trying to knock out the ones I know that we liked, and we're like, yeah, we should do this one again. And I'm trying to avoid the ones so much that we were like, okay, yeah, why are we doing this?
All right. So far we've got biggest disappointment, best new character, best box art, biggest surprise, best song, best moment, and of course, game of the year so far.
So we got 1 for each one, and then we still have day 4. Oh man.
Day 4 can be the fun one, though. I feel like.
Best trailer, because we have had so many things get released, like trailer wise, to us.
Best trailer. I just thought of one.
Best
is yet to come for games that are releasing later this year.
Okay, I like that. I do like that. Okay,
I thought I wanted to give it a snazzy name.
That's snazzy. I like that.
We just need, hey, this is going way quicker than I thought it would.
Best please don't come.
Let's do that on day 4.
Okay.
Best please. We'll have to work on that name. Best please don't come. And so what is that?
Like our impressions of it are, oh god, this looks really bad, or we
not-
think it's bad. Like so, like
We're not looking
Quiet
forward to
Place.
it. We're not looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're not looking forward to it.
Please don't come. The best please don't come game of the year is.
Don't forget to fix the wording.
To end day 1, what do you think of something like best ongoing addiction?
Yeah. So I know we kind of did something similar to this because we did it with like headache of the year with like certain things. Best dialogue.
Ooh, like someone says something and you're like, oh, that's fucking great.
Yes.
Yeah. Do that after biggest surprise. Best words. Best words said in a game. Keeping it goofy again. We need one more for day 4.
Best, we still haven't heard anything.
That's too much. Too much looking forward. I want to like two looking forward are fine. Let me check the old GOTYSO files. Oh,
we had like
man.
biggest slept on game.
Biggest sleeper. I like biggest sleeper because if you do that right before game of the year so far, it's a build up to it. Let's read these and see if there are any that we hate now or any that we're like really feeling. So day 1, we've got biggest disappointment, best new character, best ongoing addiction. Day 2, we've got best box art, biggest surprise, and best words said in a game. Day 3, we've got best song, best moment, best please don't come. And day 4, we've got best trailer, best is yet to come, and best sleeper. Day 5 is GOTYSO.
Honestly, it all sounds good to me.
All right, and then for our bonus episode the week after after GOTY last year, we did an episode ranking top 10 Rick and Morty episodes. What do we want to do so we have that next week off?
What's something we could talk about? Like I can, by this time, I'm sure I could watch Fallout. But I don't know, is that going to be enough? Or do you want to talk about that? Or you want to talk about something that has a little more than that?
See, I'd probably have to rewatch Fallout at this point because it's been so long now. I think it's been like 2 months. Josh, you're job hunting. What can we do? What can we do that we've both seen? Is there anything we can rank? Is there any stupid thing that we can rank?
We could ironically talk about the only loved Star Wars show out there, other than Clone Wars.
Andor.
Okay, other than that as well, that has multiple seasons.
I've never seen Clone Wars or Rebels.
No, Mandalorian.
I've never seen Mandalorian.
I haven't either. I was just trying.
What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me?
Okay, well, tell me what you have seen that everybody's talking about.
I don't care. Fuck SEO, dude. We can do whatever we want.
But I'm just saying, like, everybody still talks about Invincible, and it's already been, season 2 has already ended. Everybody still talks about Fallout, and it's already ended. I'm just saying, like, what have you seen, or what are you finishing now that we could talk about?
Let's rank supervillains from Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond.
Is this include the new adventures of Batman and Robin?
Whatever you want.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I can do that.
Ranking Batman/Batman Beyond villains. Boom, we got it.
Win-win. Everybody's gonna be happy.
Look at us go. I'm surprised that didn't take very long. So going down the list. Day 1, biggest disappointment. Best new character, best ongoing addiction. Day 2, best box art, biggest surprise, best words said in a game. Day 3, best song, best moment, please don't come. Day 4, best trailer, best is yet to come, and best sleeper. Day 5, game of the year so far. Day 6, we're going to rank every Batman Beyond villain that we remember in existence. Boom. We'll do like a top 10. We'll name them all. We'll get a list of them all.
We'll make a list of all of them, and then we'll start talking about them.
Yep, and we'll whittle it down into 10. Obviously, Joker's going to be number 10.
Harley Quinn has to be on there because she was introduced because of Batman.
Josh just booted up Banana. He's getting ready to play that after the show. That's sick fuck.
I'm clicking it right now as we're talking.
So then let's get this show closed out. Everybody, again, you can find Smashing Game Time wherever you get your podcast. Apple, Spotify, YouTube podcast, and YouTube proper. Fuck the algorithm, tell a friend. That's right. We don't fuck with the algorithm. The algorithm is basically a scrub. We have a website, smashinggametime.com. You can find our words there. I'm still working on my Firewatch bit. I know. I've been busy with the comedy writing and everything else. You guys, get off my back. It's coming. What else, Josh? Oh, and you can find me, Nick, at on Twitter at @thatkaufman. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at NickFatKnight. I had to get away from my Tuesday streams because, again, the writing has been very... There's been a lot of writing as of late. So I'm planning on getting back to some Tuesday streams. I just need to clear out the writing. Josh, where can people find you?
Anywhere and everywhere. I'm Josh saying.
And he's not saying anything at all there.
Nope.
You can also find Smashing Game Time on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok. Josh sounds like he's going to get our TikTok going back up, so we'll see if he actually does.
I will be working on that at some point tonight, probably.
And Instagram, we're starting a series of old gaming ad magazine, like magazine ads for newer games. So it's newer games with like a made-up magazine ad, if those were still a big thing. They were wacky back in the day, so I thought we'd have some fun with that. Thank you, as always, to Alex Marvin Clark for our intro and outro song, Hunt Him Down. We've got a link to his SoundCloud down in the show notes, so go check that out. Everybody, we reached the end of the show. Thank you for hanging out. This has been Smashing Game Time. I hope you all had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you next time.